Morning, everyone. Back for the weekly update on the garden. Starting over in the usual corner. Have my pile of weeds over here, which I think is starting to actually create some dirt. So maybe I'll move all that over into the garden. That should help out with some nutrient replenishment. And my volunteer plant here is turning out to be a cucumber plant, but no cucumbers yet. And it's, I don't know, I guess it's doing okay, but not great. Got my kale. The kale just keeps growing. Good leafy green to grow in the summer. Put it in my protein shakes. Haven't really used anything in my trap. Haven't even seen the rabbits for a few days, but I know they still got to be here. Okay, so my squash plants starting to get some yellowing. I don't know if that's just finishing its life cycle or if it's getting some kind of disease on it. Let's pick those off. Getting a few of them off of here. Eating a few of them. One growing down there, if you can see it. And one there. So that hasn't been too bad. Cucumber plant still looks great. I mean, it grows everywhere. And I've probably picked about 5 or 6 cucumbers. So still not getting a ton off of it. Not sure why, but enough, I guess. This zucchini plant back here, I think I may have gotten one off of this one. Maybe fighting with the tree is just too much, but other than that, it looked pretty healthy. Speaking of the tree, never should have let him do that. Got the milkweed. And the milkweed, it's a big old bee attractor, and it's very fragrant, so I don't know if this was good at attracting the pollinators or taking the pollinators away from the rest of the garden. Or cucumber plant coming over this way. And the cucumber plant was also going back into that tree. Ow! That hurt. So there's a weed you take care of. Awfully thorny. Here's my best zucchini plant. We're starting there. Taking quite a few off of this one. Get one here ready to come off. It's not a good takeoff. Broke the top off a little bit. Tomato plants. Well, now this one's starting to get hit. Actually, all of them just got. God. So we got this one. This one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, all topped off by the deer. That one there too. So, really need to figure out a way to keep them out of here. That was bad. Okay. We actually have a lot of deer around here. We got a big open field down that way. I mean, it's a big field. Got the woods behind us. So we have a lot of deer. Getting to be a problem. Somehow I'm going to have to start fencing this thing in. 2 cucumber plants. I don't know if you also notice I've been using the grass in the garden now as a mulch, which I think helps a lot. There's another one. Another zucchini plant here. It hasn't been doing as good, but getting a few off of it. This is a butternut squash. And here, you can see, you can just hear the bees buzzing everywhere. It's great to hear. some more butternut there. There's actually a few under here, a couple under here. There. Got the beans. Beans are starting to get taken over by these squash vines. I don't know why I let them grow. They just take over everything. I'm sure it's going to hurt the production of the green beans. There's plenty growing. Some of them probably need to be picked already. Not a ton, but the bean plant back here, I don't know what kind of bean it is yet, but I'm hoping it's the lima bean. They're starting to put some flowers on, so hopefully it's got all these green bean plants. This doesn't look good. This one's getting big. Some of these get a lot bigger. I wonder if they're a different variety. Look at all the flowers. Getting some beans. Haven't had enough for a meal yet, but add some to my, what am I eating it with? The turnips? Throw it in with the turnips. Ooh, starting to get a lot of gherkins. Look at all those. These have not done very well yet, but looking at them this morning, there seems to be a whole bunch. Snacked on a few of these the other day. These grow great. I just think I have too many of them. Didn't give them the room to grow this year. I think that's the problem. So next year I'll do this better. Not grow as many, give them more room to grow. And got a couple butternut growing under there. A little guy growing here. They're getting very big, which goes back to the fact I think I need more nutrition here. Got my volunteer tomato plant, which has also been topped off by the deer. Man, it's so aggravating. My mystery melon. I can tell by the part here, whatever that's called, that this was going to be big, and it's getting big. And I really have no idea what it is. And if it's really good, it'll be great, but also disappointing because it's the only one that grew. Huge vine going everywhere. It's the only one that grew. Got my little gnome protecting the garden. Got one little cucumber plant here. Another one here. These two are the same variety, but I don't really know what variety. Man, this just makes me sick seeing these tomatoes topped off by the deer. Okay, so then I have my bell pepper plants, which are really starting to take off. Like I might need to somehow tie these up and support them. They're starting to put on a whole lot of peppers. And some of these look blown over because we had some really bad winds last night. This one isn't doing as good as the others, but still. And then this one is probably the worst one. And it took some damage from the basketball when my son was playing. Alright, the lemon tree, still the same. Not putting any flowers or lemons on this year. Not sure why. I don't know if the cicada larvae are down there slowing its progress or what the deal is, but no flowers this year. Disappointing. Well, if anybody notices, remembers my other videos, this used to be filled with raspberry canes. Decided to clean up this area, so we got rid of them. They weren't overly productive anyway, so it's not a big loss, and maybe it'll actually help the raspberries over here, like not fight them for competition, and these will be more productive. Over here, these Kentucky pole bean runners, aren't doing great. I think I need to go in and weed a little bit, but I don't know, haven't really taken off. Although this vine growth going up that's new. Maybe they're getting ready to take off. And the bell pepper plants I put out here, they're getting a little bit on them, but not much. These need to be tied up too. This has a big one on it. So, still time. Plenty of time this year. Raspberries. I got a big tree growing back here. I need to cut that out. Vines look good. Canes look good. Getting the flowers ready. I think this is a stir ladybug. Look at that. Use as many of them as there want to be here. Now, this guy's not a good guy. Cucumber beetle. My other squash, my second planting, doing good. Probably a little while before it starts putting one. There's one zucchini there, way off. Scarlet runners looking very nice. Glad these guys are starting to take off. Had plenty of flowers, but no beans yet. I haven't seen a bean yet. Looks like some of the leaves are getting eaten off by something. That's just wonderful. I got one here. I need to get him off to the fence. Wish I could get a bean though. There's no beans yet. Guess it just takes time. My other squash plant here. I think there's a little guy here. He's not really doing anything. Okay, I got a couple cucumber plants here. Took down most of this radish plant. It was just shading out these two pepper plants. Got lots of weeds growing here. We don't know what kind of weed this is, but I get a ton of them. Oh, that's the potato plant. With the second planting of potato plants here. Not sure if I'll get a whole lot out of those, but I'm sure to get a bunch out of the first planting. Still eating off of them and will be for a while. The carrots. Carrots are doing great. Eat them every now and then. Not sure why I need this many. One of them must be from last year because it's gone to flower. What I'm not sure about, if you only have one carrot, can it pollinate itself? And will the seeds be good? Because I could get a lot of carrot seeds if that's the case, but that's the only one I have. Left the lettuce in to go to seed. I just don't know that it's going to. It's definitely done. There's another carrot might be going to seed. That's good. Maybe I got two of them. Turnips, I never picked them, which is bad. I'm not sure if they're still good or not. I mean, they certainly grew. But I don't know. Turnips get too woody or what. Maybe I'll pick them. Who knows? A few radish pods. Didn't get a lot of them. The animals love them. Guess you can't blame them. Never took out some, but not many of my green onion seed heads. So I'm gonna have green onion growing all over here. Which ain't a bad thing. Got my Swiss chard. Eat that almost every morning. I don't go downtown to work. Looks like something else is now enjoying my Swiss chard also. Good Lord. Going to town on it. Man, I'm gonna have to set up a sniper out here to take care of these animals. Got the asparagus. This was just one asparagus that grew from seed. The rest of them died off, but it's spread throughout the years. This is where I moved all my raspberry canes when I dug them up over there. That one's doing really well. The rest not so much. It's been about a week, 5 days. So I guess these two might survive. The rest of them might die. Now if I only get 2 or 3, that would be plenty. I would hope for more, but these will spread in no time. I don't know, that one doesn't look too bad either. So I'll get a few of them out of it. And then my bell peppers out front. Trying to weed this out. Having a hard time finding the time. I do have some starting to grow. Definitely not nearly as many as I had hoped for. And then, the Babette's suggestion. We had a lot of rain, had some weeds in here. So we'll just let that brew for a couple weeks. Maybe put that in the garden. Alright everyone, that's where we're at now. It's kind of depressing. The days are getting shorter. Plants are dying off. Kind of sad. And I keep thinking I should take a break next year and let the garden replenish itself. I do squeeze a lot of vegetables in a small area, so I don't know if I'm just draining the energy out of the dirt or not. And I can't imagine not growing anything. So, anyway, any comments, suggestions, anything else you'd like to see or something you'd like to see close up, let me know. Just leave a comment down below, and I appreciate everyone watching.